From Como Park High School in St. Paul, we proudly present another edition of high school girls basketball. It's the final week of the regular season for the girls, and we have a lot of great games coming your way. The marathon starts tonight as the Como Park Cougars host the Cromwell-Wright Cardinals. Como Park at 17-7, Cromwell-Wright the number 4 team in Class A at 20-3. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Beaton. Thank you for joining us. This isn't your usual matchup involving a city team and a rural school like Cromwell-Wright, but I spoke with Jeff Gronner, the head coach of the Cardinals, and he said he wanted some more competitive out-of-conference matchups. He saw an ad from Como Park requesting some tough non-conference foes, and so that's how this matchup came to be. They were originally scheduled to play each other in mid-December, but winter weather forced to reschedule to tonight, and it's a great day to be indoors when it's 60 degrees outside. Como Park at 17-7, jockeying for the number 1 seed in Section 4 3A. They're fighting with Matamidi for that top seed. Again, not as strong as they used to be without Andrea Adams, but they have proven their mettle over the last several games. They won the St. Paul City Conference easily and will play in another Twin Cities game, their 3rd straight. Michaela Van Nett still leads the way on offense for the Cougars. A couple weeks ago, she had a 43-point effort against St. Paul Harding, a game where she shot lights out from 3-point range, knocking down a bunch, 13 to be precise. She's going to be the focal point, as usual, for the Cougars offense. Elena Jones, the anchor down low, averaging close to a double-double. Cromwell-Wright, they love to play fast, and they love to shoot from 3-point range. They're not a tall team, and so that's how they compensate. But all 5 of their starters average double digits, and they become a force in Class A over the last several years. They reached the state tournament, lost in the quarterfinal round. Their one thorn has been Mountain Iron Buell, but a couple of those games have been awfully close, and the Cardinals feel they have a chance to make a statement this year in Class A. Chelsea Swatek, the leading scorer, averaging over 20 points a game, closing in on the all-time career scoring record for Cromwell-Wright. And Bailey Gronner could also have a career record in her display before the season is out. She is about 4 blocks away from attaining the all-time record in that category. Needless to say, expect a lot of possessions, a lot of points. Neither team's going to sit on the ball tonight. We'll have the starting lineups in a moment. You're watching high school girls basketball.
Welcome to Como Park Senior High School. In tonight's basketball matchup with the Cromwell-Wright Cardinals, who are our neighbors from the north who drove over 2 hours to get here to Como Park. So welcome to Como Park Senior High. They have an overall record of 20-3. And your Como Park Cougars with a 15-7 overall record. Both teams are members of the Minnesota State High School League that promote fair play and good sportsmanship among players and coaches. We also ask that spectators respect players, coaches, and our officials. So please stand and remove your hats for the playing of Lift Every Voice in Song. Now your starting lineups.
That and the national anthem, but
starting for the Cardinals.
So a slightly different start with the black national anthem, if you will, as opposed to the traditional Star Spangled Banner, but that's all right. Let's get this started. For the visiting Cromwell-Wright Cardinals, you'll see Taya Hakamaki, number 1, the freshman guard. Shaylee Hakamaki, number 4, the freshman guard. Tiana Hakamaki, number 11, the junior guard. Bailey Gronner, number 12, the senior forward, and Chelsea Swatek, number 21, the senior forward. Como Park will start Asia Shepard, number 1, the senior forward. Rain Adams, number 11, the junior guard. Autumn Tucker, number 12, the junior guard. Michaela Van Nett, number 23, the junior guard. And Elena Jones, number 24, the sophomore center.
And number 12 for Como Park.
The Cardinals, we mentioned 20-3. 2 of those losses were to Mountain Iron Buell. The other one was to Roseau, the number 1 team in Class 2A. As we said, Mountain Iron Buell has been a thorn for the Cardinals over the last couple of years. You can imagine if Cromwell makes a state tournament, they would love to finally get past that hump that is the Rangers. But this is a Cardinals team that can easily get into the 70s and 80s when it comes to scoring. As we noted, not a lot of competition in the Polar League, and they're not going to lay back and play keep away for an extended amount of time because they're still building to a postseason run. Cromwell-Wright near the Duluth area, about 2 hours from here. The Cougars have won 7 in a row. As we noted, throttling St. Paul City Conference competition, something they've done over the last couple of years. Their last loss took place on January 21st at Stillwater, and then the Ponies went on a losing skid. So there's some topsy-turviness going on when it comes to girls hoops. Only a couple of blowouts in the case of the Cougars. They lost big to Centennial and then lost big to Hopkins, which is a fate a lot of schools suffer when they go up against Hopkins. No word on how this will impact section seating for Section 4 3A for the Cougars, because that's done by coaches' vote. For Cromwell-Wright, their seating is by QRF. They are in Section 5A in the North Division, and all indications suggest they will get that number 1 seed and be a favorite to reach the state tournament again. Cromwell-Wright wearing the white jerseys, Como Park wearing the black. Both schools, state tournament contenders a year ago, both lost in the quarterfinal round in their respective classes. They'd like to change that this year. We're underway. Remember, these are two teams that like to play fast. This Cromwell-Wright team came within a 3-point field goal of setting a state record for most in a season last year. And they waste little time. Taya Hakamaki gets us started. Taya averaging 13.8. Asia Shepard tries to respond to the other end. No good. Jones gets the cleanup. Elena Jones, as we noted, averaging nearly a double-double. 12.8 points a game. Swatek, the lob to Gronner, now back out to Taya Hakamaki. Over to Tiana. Shayla has it. Kicks out. You see Como trying to keep pace. Another 3. That one's off. And with all those 3-pointers, establishing yourself down low will be key, because I presume there will be a lot of rebounds available. Rain Adams, I should say, was blocked by Bailey Gronner. As we said, Bailey closing in on the all-time school record in that category. Could break it tonight. Bailey Gronner missing the 3. Asia Shepard with the board. Shepard missed the first few games of the season. Hasn't found an offensive stroke compared to her more prolific teammates. There's Autumn Tucker with the lob to Jones. They try to go high-low. And Elena Jones has a chance for a 3-point play. Elena Jones, 56% free throw shooter, 12.8 points, and 7.4 rebounds a game. Converts the 3-point play. She has all 5 of Como Park's points. And there's a rare 2-point shot that Chelsea Swatek knocks down. Cromwell-Wright went on the run, and we're tied at 5. Hakamaki. Oh, nice ball movement, but they couldn't finish. Shaylee Hakamaki came up strong on the layup attempt. Jones pulls up. No good. Rebound, Shaylee Hakamaki. There were 5 Hakamakis on the roster last year, only 4 this year. And Taya, one of them, knocks down another 3. She has 6 points, and it's 8-5. Vanette through the hole, drives, rejected by Taya. Here comes Shaylee. She cuts to the lane and gets the foul. And I'll pause for a moment so I can get Ray set up here. One of our camera guys showed up late, but that's all right. In the meantime, it's 11-8 in favor of the Cardinals. Taya Hakamaki completed the three-point play, and on the other end, Autumn Tucker knocked down a triple. 14:34 left in the first half. 11-8 is our score in favor of the Cardinals. And a bit of confusion about who has the possession here. The Cardinals, winners of 11 out of their last 12 contests. And after a discussion, it is Cromwell-Wright ball. So they'll hang on to it. Como with the deflection. It stays with the Cardinals, though. Swatek with a little bit of a bump. Nothing called. Taya kicks out. 3 ball. Unable to hit from the corner was Tiana. And Elena Jones is fouled. They're not keeping tallies on the fouls here, so I can't tell you that aspect of it. But I can tell you Rain Adams finds Elena Jones, and she comes up strong, gets her own rebound, and cleans up her own mess. Elena Jones padding her rebounding and point totals thus far. Como brings the pressure, and it pays off. Autumn Tucker with the steal after Shepard deflected it. Pass not on the mark. And Rain Adams will shoot 2. Rain Adams, averaging 7.9 a game. Most of you know her as the younger sister of Andrea Adams, who was having herself quite a freshman season at St. John's University. Rain, a speedy guard and not afraid to make contact. She makes both free throws, and the Cougars retake the lead, 12-11. To finish up on Rain, Alexis Gray Lawson calls her the firecracker that gets everyone involved. Swatek, we haven't heard from her yet from three-point range at least. Used up the dribble, needs help. Finds Shaylee, who gets the roll. This is a quick, athletic team. Cromwell-Wright's agility is not to be underestimated. Adams to Shepard. Back out to Adams. And she'll back off. Finds Michaela Van Nett. We know she can knock down threes. Asia Shepard gets the off-balance shot to roll in. That gets Shepard on the board. Cromwell-Wright tries to go for the outlet. Como Park got in there for the stop. Stays Cardinals ball, though. Before reaching the state tournament last year, Cromwell-Wright had lost to Mountain Iron Buell 3 years running in section play. They were both in section 7, and that is going to be a 5-second violation. Shaylee Hakamaki couldn't get the ball off in time. And if you're wondering, Alexis Gray-Lawson has heard a lot of the commentary surrounding the WNBA this week. As you know, she played for the Phoenix Mercury for a couple of years. And the Mercury made a big trade today. Michaela Van Nett makes a big three-pointer. Phoenix trading Candace Dupree to Indiana, part of a 3-team deal with Connecticut. A trade that Candace Dupree was not thrilled about. Swatek open for three. Oh, almost went in. And a delayed putback for Bailey Gronner. That gets her on the board. Gronner, as we noted, averaging 13.6. Rain Adams drives, comes up empty, and the rebound goes to Taya Hakamaki. Gronner doesn't get a whole lot of boards, 5.3, but again, the starting five, all capable players. Here come the Cougars. We told you this is going to be fast. Jones. That will be an offensive foul. Tiana can't hit the runner. And the rebound eventually falls into the hands of the 5'0" Autumn Tucker. Rain Adams, 5'2", all 5'2" of her. Fearlessly attacks the rim. And that's a traveling violation. Shaylee Hakamaki lost control of the dribble. Como Park with a couple of big games this week. They have Cromwell-Wright tonight, and on Saturday they'll wrap up the regular season with their third straight Twin Cities appearance. They will take on Minneapolis South, and Como has faced 3 different opponents from the Minneapolis City Conference in as many years. If you're wondering how Jeff Gronin became the coach at Cromwell-Wright, he was an assistant for 12 years on the boys basketball team and was talked into it because his daughter was going to play. He also is the head coach of the football team who reached the state tournament this year. And so his school season consists of a lot of coaching, and during the overlap, he noted he would have basketball practice before school and football practice after school. And has led the resurgence. Van Nett, deep three, off the heel. Jones with the rebound. Van Nett pump fakes, drives, and won't get it. Jones will shoot 2. Como Park attacking the boards. And it's proving successful here in the early going. Jones gets the front end to fall. Alexis Gray Lawson calls her a bigger guard and reminds her of Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors, who were one of 4 Golden State players to be in this year's NBA All-Star Game. She gets 1 of 2 there. Meanwhile, the Cardinals knock down another 3. It's Taya Hakamaki once again. She has 3 triples, and it's 20-18. Van Nett tried the kick out, and it was stolen by Taya. Taya, the skip to Shaley. And Taya finishes the reverse following the bounce pass from Shaley. So the Hakamakis showing their court vision on that play, and we're tied at 20. Van Nett off the screen. Missed everything. And the rebound went to Gronner. And a foul on Rain Adams on Tiana Hakamaki. And here comes a sub. Taylor Letty, number 22, the 6th option for Jeff Gronin. Cromwell-Wright does not go deep. They only play about 7. Taya, pump fakes. Now Swatek tries and gets called for traveling.
Play team ball.
Tucker finds Van Nett. Doesn't have the space for a 3. Here comes Tucker. Tried to find Jones. Jones muscles her way in for the score and 1. That was all Elena Jones making that play. Ripped the pass and took it to the rim. Elena Jones thriving down low thus far. Has 10 points, looking to make it 11. Can't do so. But she's off to a good start here. Swatek to Shaley. I'll use the first names for the Hakamakis because there's so many of them. There's Tiana, bullseye. Tiana gets on the board. The floor leader in the words of Jeff Gronin, but Como on the outlet. Elena Jones with a fast break deuce, and has another shot at 3. Elena showing her attacking prowess. Don't tell her she's only 5'10". The free throws leave something to be desired, though. Swatek. Cromwell swings it around. 3 ball, top of the key. Doesn't go in for Shaley. And the rebound by Rain Adams. Rain, will she take it herself? No, she'll go out to Jones. Van Nett for 3. Yes! Her second 3 of the game. Van Nett won't threaten the season 3-point mark set by Suzanne Gilbreath a couple of years ago, but she remains a threat from distance. Swatek gets called for traveling. Pressure defense by Van Nett got her to cave in. The Cougars have held a slight edge throughout this one. It's 27-23. Tucker sees a hole and has nothing to show for it. Cromwell tries to go in transition. The ball collided with Bonnie, one of our camera operators. I hope she got a great shot of that. And I say that because she's all right, but anytime a ball goes to a camera operator, I hope they get a great shot. I love it to see the ball come right at their face. That happened to me once last year. A foul on Asia Shepherd before Taya drove to the basket, so a side out for the Cardinals. 6:47 left in the first half. The Cardinals, winners of 11 out of the last 12. Como Park on a 7-game winning streak, all in conference play. Swatek. Now she gets it again. Fires the three. Bullseye. The first triple of the game for Chelsea Swatek. A gym rat and good mid-range shooter, in the words of Jeff Gronin. 27-26 our score. Vanette, deep three. Off the mark. Rebound Gronin. Vanette, unapologetically, will shoot threes. Shoots about 37% from three-point range. But if she finds a groove, look out. Many of you recall her outburst of offense a couple of years ago in the 2015 Twin Cities Championship as Autumn Tucker fouls Taya Hakamaki. That allowed Como Park to win that one in overtime. And there have been some other games where Vanette has come up big. Like we said, 13 triples in the win over Harding. Bonnie's seeing a lot of action down there. It will stay Cromwell ball. Asia Shepherd collided with the wall and almost took out Bonnie. Taya to Swatek. Gronin. Almost a traveling there. And the rebound pinballs into the hands of Vanette. Autumn Tucker bounce pass to Jones, and another fine transition play for the Cougars. Elena Jones up to 14. Swatek, quick release, bullseye. A transition three for the Cardinals, and Alexis Gray Lawson calls timeout. We're tied at 29 with 5:03 left in the first half. Chelsea Swatek, tough, physical, and relentless. Evolved from a catch-and-shoot threat to one off the dribble. Cromwell-Wright, we talked about Swatek and her run for the all-time school scoring record. There are 3 1,000-point scorers on the Cromwell-Wright roster. You don't see that kind of balance often. Especially in Class A. Maranatha comes to mind. And Mountain Iron Buell as well. The high lob to Jones. Vanette for three. Jones gets the O-board and banks it in. Elena Jones will likely end up with a double-double when this one's done. Tiana trying to escape the pressure and gets called for 5 seconds. Could not break free of Rain Adams or Vanette. And that's an example of the speed and agility that have defined the Cougars over the last couple of years. Reached the state tournament for the first time in school history last year with Alexis Gray Lawson at the helm. They look to have a tougher out this year. They did beat Mata Midai back in January, although that game was in this gym. Jones Won't get a put back that time. Swatek, baseline J, off the mark. She gets her own rebound, curls, and curled a little too far. Jeff Gronner called a timeout before Taylor Letty fell to the floor. 3:56 left in the first half. Coming up at halftime, I'll take you to a conversation that I had with the three seniors on Cromwell-Wright's roster. Bailey Gronner, Chelsea Swatek, and Taylor Letty. Jeff Gronner mentioned that coaching the girls, when I talked to him yesterday, has expanded his experience, helped him get better as he thinks about their perspective on things. He's not as bored as he might have been with his prior occupation, but doesn't mind the time he spends on athletics. And I don't think anyone would be bored when you have a starting five who all averages double digits in points and can shoot about 50% from the floor. Tea shoots at 55. Shaylee at 67. Those are just a couple of examples. Blocking foul on Rain Adams. That will be her second, I believe. Tea Hakamaki to the line. In addition to her offensive prowess, Tea averages about 5 steals a game, called a thief by Jeff Gronner. Brings fearlessness on offense and defense as a freshman. Has a great ability to anticipate as well. Currently leading the Cardinals in scoring, the only double-digit scorer. And on the first trip to the free throw line, Tea knocks down both. She's up to 14, and we're tied at 31. Como substituting, putting in number 21, Azare Jackson. Shepard, corner three is short. Swatek kicks out. Tea for three. Off the rim, Elena Jones leaps up for the board. Vanette to Tucker. Goes to Jackson, kicks out to Shepard. She'll try again. Can't knock it down. Now they go to Vanette. That one rims out. Good shot, just didn't go in. Cromwell-Wright on the run. Three ball. Unable to hit from the corner. Oh, board. Swatek fires. Too strong. Jones wins the battle for the rebound, but the pass was deflected into traffic, and now Shepard steals it back. A lot of defensive stops on both sides of the floor here. Vanette through the hole. Blocked, but a late foul. Vanette to the line. As we've noted before, Michaela not the most telegenic presence in high school hoops, but taking on more of a leadership role. Learning to create for herself, which is something she's had to do a lot more of without Andrea to help her out. This is Michaela's first trip to the free throw line. 72% free throw shooter. Hoping to join the likes of Shani Schimmel, and if you want a more local example, Grace White, the outstanding athlete from Red Lake. Vanette knocks down both. That makes it 33-31. Swatek lost it. But it was ruled a deflection, so it will stay Cardinal ball. Zarina Cementelli on the floor for the Cougars. Cementelli hit a season-high 10 points in the game against Holy Angels back in December. Taya for three. Another miss. Jones scooping up rebounds. Here's Azare Jackson. And Taya comes up with the block. The question is, who gets the ball? It was ruled off of Jackson, so the Cardinals get the stop. To inbound it is Amber Letty. Amber and Taylor are cousins. And a transition opportunity is wiped away, and the ball goes deep into the locker room. 1:44 left in the first half, 33-31. Again, no lack of possessions. Cromwell figures to benefit from this if you go by QRF because Como is a 3A school. Not sure how this will impact the Cougars, but we'll see. Tucker, rainbow three, bullseye. Autumn Tucker with two trays. Como applying the pressure again. Taya for three. Yes. Taya up to 17. I do notice it takes Taya about a half second to set up. Van Nett tried a Steph Curry three-pointer and it didn't fall. Less than a minute. Shaley to Taya. Lobs it. Swatek through the hole and will shoot two. Over the years, Swatek has improved her ability to pass and see the floor, along with defending. Both teams in the bonus for what it's worth, but we only have 45.1 seconds on the clock. And Cromwell-Wright, a dangerous team to put at the free throw line. As a whole, they shoot about 76%. And Swatek shoots 80. She makes both, and we're tied again at 36. Rain to Jones. Tucker, another three. This one goes in. Autumn Tucker feeling it from deep beyond the arc. Cromwell-Wright on the run. Chelsea Swatek with a fast break deuce. 15 seconds. Como appears they will hold for the final shot. A high-flying first half, and Alexis Gray-Lawson will call a timeout. With 7.1 on the clock. It's a timeout that perplexes Adam, our trusty camera guy, and I think Robin might feel the same way. Well, you've got 5 timeouts, and they don't carry over to games, so if you don't use them, you lose them. We're seeing an interesting contrast, though, in the first half. Taya Hakamaki with 17 points, many of them from distance. 4 triples to be precise. And then you have Elena Jones thriving inside, attacking the lane, getting a lot of and ones. She has 16 for the Cougars. It will be curious to see which trend wins out and who will step up to support them. Chelsea Swatek has done that for the Cardinals. Como getting some help from Van Nett and Autumn Tucker, who is making some fantastic threes that appear inconceivable to the naked eye. 7.1. Van Nett out to Tucker. Contested three. Oh my goodness! Autumn Tucker is on fire. Autumn Tucker, her season high is 20, and she could be well on her way to that mark. That three-pointer to beat the buzzer gives her 12, and the Cougars go into the locker room with a 42-38 lead. textbook execution on that last play for the Cougars. We'll take a break and take you to my conversation with the Cromwell-Wright senior trio of Chelsea Swatek, Bailey Gronner, and Amber Letty, or Taylor Letty, I should say. You're watching high school girls basketball. And I'm joined by a trio of seniors for Cromwell-Wright. Next to me is Bailey Gronner, and to her right is Taylor Letty and Chelsea Swatek. And Bailey, I guess we'll start with you since you're the closest to me at this point. Closing in on the career school blocks record, and so tell me, just how does that symbolize your growth and what you've accomplished for the Cardinals?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
You just like blocking shots, don't you?
Yeah, it's I have long arms and I'm pretty tall, so it's pretty easy for me usually to do that.
Well, one way to use it to your advantage, I guess.
Yeah, I'm taller than most girls, so I definitely do use that to my advantage.
What got you into the sport of basketball?
Pretty much my family. They all played basketball, so from like 3rd grade I played. So.
And I spoke with your dad yesterday. He didn't intend on taking the girls' head coaching job, but said he's really gotten to enjoy coaching you among all the other athletes. And so, what's that dynamic like, where you work with your dad on game day, and then you two go home and decompress, if you will?
Yeah. Ever since he's been coaching me in 7th grade, we'll play the game, then usually after that game that night we'll go home and just talk about everything. If it's a win, usually if it's a loss, I don't like to talk about it. So
you're not alone in that category. So how tough is it going to be once the season is done with you two? Obviously, you won't be playing in high school anymore.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough to not know I'm never playing basketball again for Cromwell. So it's going to be pretty sad.
Do you have any plans once you graduate?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Concordia Moorhead and play volleyball. And possibly basketball, I haven't decided yet.
And on that note, just talk about the versatility of these athletes, because in Class A in particular, you get a lot of crossovers, and so you guys included. How does that help you stay in shape?
Most of us are 2-sport, 3-sport athletes. Everyone plays a lot of sports because we can, and that makes us all stay in shape all year round, so it's pretty good.
And I'll go over to Taylor for a little bit here, and we'll just slide over. So Taylor, what got you into the sport?
Mostly my dad. He influenced me to do a lot.
And how is he still influencing you?
Well, he helps me out after games and tells me what I did good and what I need to work on.
Tell me, how exciting was it last year to get to the Class A tournament after running into the thorn that has been Mountain Iron Buell? And how have you used that momentum from a year ago to try to one-up yourselves this year?
It was probably one of the most exciting experiences I've ever had, and I don't know, I guess it just gave us a lot more confidence and just makes us want to get there again.
Now, I understand Bailey over here is one of your tallest players, and so how do you compensate for the lack of height? I understand you play a quick tempo and love to shoot threes, but what are some other ways you compensate for the lack of maybe height down low or just around the roster?
Well, we have to definitely try and box out because there's a lot of other taller girls on other teams.
And what would you make of your experience with basketball? How has that helped you grow as a person?
It's taught me a lot about teamwork, and I don't know, you have to have confidence to do good in games and stuff like that.
And what are your plans after you graduate?
I plan on going to St. Scholastica in Duluth and majoring in elementary education.
So teaching as a profession, perhaps?
Yep.
Any specific grade or?
I would rather work with younger kids.
Hence elementary education. All right. Taylor, thanks. We'll get back to you in a little bit. I'll move over here to Chelsea Swatek, who's going to slide over here. Chelsea, you're closing in on the all-time career scoring mark for Cromwell-Wright. What will it mean when you reach that milestone? Presumably it happens before you graduate. What does that say about your determination?
I don't know. It's a great accomplishment, I guess.
It's all right. I think a lot of folks get a little nervous, when they talk about that kind of stuff? Because I imagine you guys don't worry about points or things like that.
No, not so much. Just worry about winning.
I think most teams worry about that. Tell me, what got you into the sport?
I don't know. I've just played ever since I was young, I guess.
So was it just a neighborhood thing, or you just picked up a ball and just fell in love with it?
Yeah, pretty much.
How have you grown as a player since you started picking up basketball?
I've definitely improved a lot. I used to be pretty bad when I was younger, but I spent many hours in the gym trying to get better.
I don't think anyone would expect you to be Maya Moore-like when you first picked up a ball.
Right. Not at all.
And going off what Taylor said about reaching state, how exciting was that for you, and how have you used that to try to better yourselves this year?
Well, it was like a dream, so obviously this year we're just trying to get better so we can get back there again.
And how has the sport helped you grow as a person?
I don't know. It's taught me to be like a good teammate and work well with others, I guess.
And tell me about the community and the camaraderie you have with these two, and then just the entire roster, because I know there are 3 Hakamakis this year. There were 4 a year ago. There's a pair of Lettys, and I presume you guys all know each other pretty well.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
So what would you make of that friendship? How does that help you get through the grind of each season, and what kind of memories have you made from it?
I don't know.
Too many to count, I presume.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you two? Any memories?
Yeah, I guess lots. We've been in it together since 4th grade, so.
And do you have anything to add to that, Bailey? Or
Probably the biggest memory is like during state, like after we lost our first round game at state, like we were sad, but like we still had lots of fun that night, and that was probably like one of the funnest nights we've all had together. That was really fun.
And I guess you have some extra incentive this year, because if you reach state, you're going to get a guaranteed 3 games. It won't be a one and done like last year. So, what was that like though, going to Mariucci and just seeing a giant gym and big crowds, whatnot?
It was really different playing. Like I've never played in that big of a stadium, and it was definitely way more people than I've ever played in front of. So it was really exciting.
And I'll wrap up with this. Anyone you want to say hi to that will watch this game?
Hi, Mom, even though you're already here.
What about you, Taylor?
Hi, Dad.
Chelsea, you have anybody?
No, not really. Everyone's here.
Well, I'm sure they'll be cheering you on regardless. So, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the conversation, and hopefully we'll get to see you back in the Class A state tournament.
Yep.
This is the mild-mannered Bailey Gronner, Taylor Letty, and Chelsea Swatek of Cromwell-Wright. And we rejoin you at Como Park High School following my chat with the senior trio at Cromwell-Wright. But it's the Como Park Cougars who lead Cromwell-Wright 42-38 as we get ready to start the second half. Taking a look at the leading scores, Taya Hakamaki has 17 to lead the Cardinals. Chelsea Swatek has 12. Those are your notables. Como Park, Elena Jones with 16, Autumn Tucker with 12, and Michaela Van Nett with 8. Tucker with 4 triples in the first half. Van Nett with a pair. Neither team has been able to pull out to a significant advantage. The largest lead, I believe, for either side is 5. It's been that kind of a contest as Como Park tries to knock off the number 4 team in Class A. Again, the implications could get interesting. The seeding will take place on Friday in Section 4-3A, and a win over Cromwell-Wright might get some consideration, although they're a Class A school. As it stands, Como Park will either get the 1 or 2 seed in Section 4-3A, and the Cougars do have that win over Matamidi. It was a home win, but a win nonetheless. Cromwell-Wright, regardless of the outcome tonight, should lock up the number 1 seed in Section 5 Class A in the North Division. The Cardinals looking to make it 12 of their last 13 games with a victory. Jones almost traveled, found Shepard. Here's Tucker. She is human after all, but Rain Adams swoops in for the rebound, but her pass is deflected and stolen by Swatek. Gronner fires, misses. And that's going to be a foul on Swatek. (42-38). Como, a win here would give them 8 straight, heading into their final game of the regular season at Minneapolis South. For the Twin Cities Girls Championship, Autumn Tucker fakes the 3, drains the Rainbow Runner. Autumn Tucker has one of the highest arcs I have ever seen. Some of that might have to do with her 5-foot frame, but still. A high arcing shot, but it works. Taya, count it. Taya Hakamaki will not be denied. And she's only a freshman. As you heard in the conversation I had with the seniors, a lot of multi-sport athletes. That's quite common in Class A schools due to the smaller enrollment. Hakamaki misses the free throw. Taya shoots just under 70%. Autumn Tucker misses another 3. Rain Adams with another old board. Shepard fires the 3. No good. Rain Adams converts on the 3rd try. Rain Adams up to 6. And Como Park owning the second chance point department. Groning missing the layup. Rain Adams in transition. Blocked by Taya. And I'm near a few pretty vocal fans in attendance tonight. Tucker swings it out to Rain. Tucker not giving up on the 3, but she's missed 3 in a row to start the second. Rain kicks out to Van Nett. She pump fakes. Foul before the shot. Shepard inbound. Autumn Tucker, another 3, bullseye. That's her 5th triple, and she's closing in on a new season high. Autumn Tucker, the senior. Taya again, rims out. Gets her own rebound. Tiana drains the tray. Como responds on the other end. Van Nett up to 11 with that last 3. Jones with the steal. She'll take it all the way and 1. Como Park winning the battle of intensity to start the second half. This is their largest lead of the game. Elena Jones up to 18 points. At the start of the season, there were a lot of questions about the viability of this Como Park team, how they would navigate without Andrea Adams, and there have been a couple of bumps. Asia Shepard misses the baseline J, and Shepard having a tough time down there. But the Cougars have put together some impressive wins. Jeff Groning got the timeout before the turnover, so it will stay Cromwell-Wright ball. 15:02 left. But the Cougar bench applauding the defensive pressure of their comrades on the floor. As we said, a lot of questions on the viability of this Como Park team. Not knowing how they would navigate without Andrea Adams. But they've got some scrappy players like Elena Jones and Michaela Van Nett and Autumn Tucker, who's a junior, not a senior. Although the way she's playing, she could fool just about anybody right now. Como Park did not flinch at taking on some top-tier opponents. Centennial, a top 10 team in Class A. Hopkins, the number 1 and probable favorite to win the championship this year. Holy Angels, the number 1 team in 3A. Lost a couple of games to Kennedy. So this year hasn't been without some bumps, but for the most part, they persevered. And a win over Cromwell-Wright would make a strong statement at the end of the year. When we talk about the importance of first impressions, last impressions can be just as crucial. Tiana for 3. Yes. She missed the layup and gets an extra point out of it. 3 trays for Tiana. She's up to 9. Tucker again. That one doesn't go in. An 8-point game. Tiana. That rims out. But Swatek comes up soft on the second chance attempt, and Jones gets the board. 54-46. A 3-point feast tonight for both schools. Vanette's got 3, Tucker's got 5. Shepard almost stepped on the line, but stays in bounds. Gets another tough shot to fall. So the second field goal for Shepard, and both have come on off-balance looks. Taya kicks out. 3 on the way. That rims out for Tiana, but Shayla gets the rebound. She's going to try to post up on Shepard, and she lays it in. Shayla up to 6. Competed in the state long jump last year. Can touch the rim even though she stands at 5'8". We haven't seen too many examples of her vertical tonight, but something that I'm sure Jeff Gronner will look forward to in the years to come for this Cardinal program. Tucker. Another miss, but Rain Adams was there, can't put it in. Shepard, no. Vanette finally cleans things up for the Cougars. And if Como Park wins this game, that will be a huge influence. The second chance opportunities. Como Park winning the battle of offensive rebounds, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Vanette. No shot. But the Cougars do hold a 10-point lead with 12:33 left in the second half. But don't count out this Cromwell-Wright team. They played Mountain Iron Buell very closely over the last several years. Taya missing a tray. Shepard looking to run. Tucker through the hole, can't put down the reverse. And the rebound to Swatek. Chelsea with 12. And there's someone who hasn't been able to get going offensively, Gronner. Tiana, or I should say Shayla, tried the behind-the-back dribble. Elena Jones forcing the jump. Cromwell-Wright with the arrow. Azare Jackson returns to the floor for the Cougars. And that's a backcourt violation. Cromwell-Wright couldn't find an opening, and Taya Hakamaki couldn't keep herself on the front end of the timeline. As you know, you can go back to retrieve a pass on an inbound play, but you can't take the pass and then go backwards. Jones spun herself into a wall, and Swatek is pushing and scores. Alexis Gray-Lawson calls timeout. The Cougars still lead by 8, 58-50, with 11:42 left in the second half. As you may know, Como Park stressing accountability and stamina since Alexis Gray Lawson got here. She often touts about the increase in team GPA since she became the head coach. Some other community activities include tutoring students at Murray Middle School, the feeder program for Como Park. They also had a breast cancer awareness night earlier this year. They had an African American community night back in November when the Cougars hosted Minneapolis North a game. The Cougars won in overtime 69-67. A packed house for that one. They're also taking etiquette classes. Alexis Gray Lawson excited to see where this team will go. If you recall, last year one of her initiatives was having the players research idols of their lineage because many of them couldn't name a lot of role models. Gray Lawson, an import from Oakland, California. A California Berkeley graduate. Makes her home here and mother of a pair of kids. Van Nett. Wow, that almost went in. And Como Park a little too grabby, and that's going to be a foul on Autumn Tucker. This figured to be a high-scoring game, and that's what we're seeing. And that's another foul called on Tucker. Tough to tell from this vantage point, but 2 free throws coming for Taya Hakamaki. She misses the front end. But makes the second. Tucker for 3. And she's starting to cool off. Van Nett couldn't hit the three-pointer. And a loose ball foul on the Cougars. Oh, never mind. It was Mark Hugenin, who was more observant than I am. No, it hit the wire, which means a dead ball rebound. So no foul there. Cromwell-Wright almost threw it away. Tiana Hakamaki finds Swatek. Passes up the 3. She'll take one this time. Bullseye. Swatek up to 17. What was an 11-point lead is down to 4. And the hits keep coming. Van Nett to Jones. Tries to draw the foul and comes up empty. Cardinals in transition. Taya to Shayla. Yes! And the foul. Shaylee Hakamaki. A defensive stopper, and Gronner considers her one of the most athletic girls at Cromwell-Wright. And the Cardinals continue their run. With that free throw, the Cardinals are on a 15-5 run. The lead is now 1, as Como Park has sputtered a bit on the last few possessions, and an offensive foul on the Cougars. That draws a rather bewildered response from the partial Como Park fans, but we still have a long way to go. Swatek drives. No good. And that's Dania Riley, number 0. Vanette off the screen. Misses the 3 and hit the wire again. So that will be a dead ball rebound to the Cardinals. Tucker pickpockets Tiana. Will she take it all the way? No, but she'll shoot free throws. Autumn Tucker with 17. An unheralded hero of sorts for the Cougars. But this isn't the first time she's come up clutch. In the season opening weekend event at Hamlin, she hit some key shots to help the Cougars knock off Kenyon Wanamingo. We'll settle for a split here. That puts her up to 18. Cougars 7 of 12 from the free throw line. Cardinals 5 of 7. Gronner to Tiana. Tiana gets a friendly bounce, and we're tied at 59. Tiana with 11. Vanette is fouled from behind and will shoot a pair. But the Cardinals have fought their way back from 11 down to even this up at 59, pending the free throws here from Vanette. Michaela, the offensive leader for the Cougars, averaging 22 points a game to lead the St. Paul City Conference. And ever since she set foot in a Como Park uniform, she's proven to be an exceptional athlete. Taya fakes the 3. Swatek can't get the space for it. And a traveling violation. Cromwell-Wright unapologetic in their approach to three-point shooting. 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Riley to Jones. Goes up, no good. Jones has struggled a bit in the second half. Just one field goal. Cardinals on the run. Shaley gets a couple of cracks at it, can't put it in. Tucker wins the battle for the board. And Mrs. Shepard. A wasted opportunity for the Cougars. 7:41 and counting. Shaley takes it herself and gets the blocking foul on Shepard. So the Cardinals have a chance to take their first lead of the second half. Shaley, now the 4th Cromwell-Wright player to reach double figures. Again, that's not unusual. All 5 starters average double digits. And with that free throw, the Cardinals retake the lead, 62-61. Can Como get out of this funk? The give and go for Elena Jones pays off. And Jones is up to 20. On the other end, Shaley fell for the fake. And came up short there, but it will stay Cardinals ball. Swatek, bullseye. Chelsea feeling it now. She's up to 20. Cardinals lead by 2. Riley to Shepard. Used up the dribble, needs help. Finds Tucker. Tucker for Jones again. Yes! And this can only help Elena out. She has scored on the last 2 possessions for the Cougars. And we're tied at 65. Shaley finds Tiana, who will reset things for the Cardinals. Como in the penalty. Oh, nice backdoor play. And Taylor Letty gets on the board. Cromwell-Wright with one more foul to give. So free throws could play a role in this one. Riley on the line, knocks it down for 2. We're tied again at 67. Swatek is stripped from behind, and free throws coming for the Cardinals. And she's helped up by Autumn Tucker. Swatek, 2 of 2. Needed 65 points entering tonight's game to surpass the career scoring mark at Cromwell-Wright. We'll very likely get there when we get to the playoffs, and play stop momentarily because opponent emphasis this year among the officials is keeping camera crew away from the escape lane. Tucker looks short, and it is. Jones will shoot 2. And that is the last foul to give for the Cardinals. So free throws coming for Elena Jones, and we will shoot free throws the rest of the way with 5:35 left in this one. A rare 6 o'clock game. But that was done to give Cromwell-Wright a reasonable window of getting back because they have a long road trip awaiting them following this contest. And Jones, pure on both. So we're tied again. And a traveling violation on the Cardinals. A rare unforced error in this contest. And with the score tied at 69 and 5:32 left, every possession is a critical one. You never know which possession could be the key possession. Tucker to Jones again. Jones recovered in time for the score. Tucker and Jones have been hooking up on the pick and rolls. Tucker with the steal. Jones almost gets the and one, but you'll have a chance to extend Como's lead to the free throw line. We've seen this on several occasions this season. Como Park, when they're on the ropes, using their defense to rally back. It worked against Kenyon Wanamingo. It could pay off here. Elena Jones has matched her season high. And now she's got a new one. She averages 12.8. She's up to 28 here. Cromwell breaks the press, and an easy bucket for Chelsea Swatek. who's up to 24. 73-71. Again, not the type of matchup that draws big crowds, but a state tournament feel to this one. Tucker short on the three. Van Nett fires. Bullseye! A heads-up play by Elena Jones. She got rid of it to Van Nett right away. Rain Adams gets the steal. Van Nett. Nice bounce feed to Jones for the score. It looked like she was going to drive. She pulled off a couple of fakes, actually. Hesitating for a moment for three. Como Park bringing the full court pressure. They forced the jump, but with a timeout call. They will give the timeout to Cromwell-Wright, but the Cougars, after some volleys with the Cardinals, had pushed their lead back to 7, 78-71. Elena Jones with her first 30-point game of the season, and I would presume the first 30-point game of her career. She is coming up clutch over the last few minutes for the Cougars. And Jones just a sophomore. Again, Andrea's gone, but this Como Park team will have some playmakers coming back next year with Van Nett, Jones, and Tucker. The key for Como Park will be rebuilding their depth a bit. They did not field a C squad team this year because they didn't have the numbers. As you may recall, Como Park deluged with a wave of negative storylines. Trying to recover from that. As we've told you before, this Cougars team doesn't get deflated about it, but the hope is they can build their numbers back up and get a C squad team going to increase the pipeline. They've got a great core that will keep this team competitive for the next season or so, but that will be one of their initiatives once we reach the off season. But the Cougars looking to make a statement win on their final regular season home game. But don't count out this Cromwell-Wright team. They battled back from an 11-point deficit earlier in this half. And with their 3-point threats, they could do so again. But Como Park not giving them any space. Shepard with the deflection. You see Como Park's defense extending to the perimeter. They will not give the Cardinals any looks from 3-point range. So Cromwell-Wright may have to get a little more creative here. Swatek couldn't handle the pass, but does fire the three, and that's off the rim. Jones with another rebound as she adds to her career night. Now Como, let's see what they do here. Up by 7 with 3:23 to play. Taya pickpockets the ball from Tucker. They're going to set up for three, and Tiana knocks it down. Tiana up to 14, 78-74. The only player who's really struggled tonight in the starting five was Bailey Gronner. But Como, again, playing more conservatively here. They're going to try to eat up time. And with no shot clock, it's always a tough call to make. When do you switch to the keep-away style of offense? Only a 4-point margin, so you don't want to get too cozy. At the same time, you know that the more time you eat up, the less time Cromwell-Wright will have to make a comeback. They've eaten up about 30 seconds of clock already. And Alexis Gray-Lawson will call a timeout. So Como Park content to force Cromwell to play foul and chase here. Both teams are in the bonus. Como making no effort to attack the basket in those last 40 seconds. So 2:23 left. Como putting the onus on Cromwell-Wright. But that doesn't diminish the amazing performance from Elena Jones. 30 points, A double-double for sure. What a game. Chelsea Swatek, the leading scorer for the Cardinals with 24. He said the Cardinals looking to win 12 out of the last 13. They'll finish the season with a road game at Big Fork before they start section play. And we'll return to action. 2:23 left, and again, Como content not to try anything crazy here. Keeping the ball at the key. They have to be careful, though, and avoid a turnover. And that's what happens when you play that conservatively and don't make an effort to attack. You can commit an unforced error, and that's what happened there, a traveling violation, and the Cardinals have another chance. That's why I'm reluctant with that strategy, and Taya Hakamaki shoveled her feet, so no harm there for the Cougars with 2:06 remaining. I know you don't want to put up a shot that misses and give the Cardinals a chance to run, but that's a tough call. Once again, the Cardinals extending the pressure to the top of the key. Jones scoops it up. Again, Como Park not under any hurry to put up a scoring play. Cromwell-Wright comes up with a steal, but Hakamaki wasn't in position. Elena Jones goes up, and that could be a dagger. .32 for Jones, 80-74. Taya in trouble. They kick out. Swatek, guarded by Jones. Needs help. Finds Taya, but time is running out. Taya weaves through, can't score. And she was on the line. Tremendous defense by the Cougars on that possession. And with 1:04 left, they might have enough of a cushion. Shepard will inbound. Cardinals took the lead on a couple of occasions here. And that will be a side out for the Cougars, no foul called. Both teams in the bonus. And there's a foul. So that will send Rain Adams to the line, but this is 1-and-1 range for the Cougars, and Rain Adams, not a good free throw shooter at 58%, so something to monitor here as Rain Adams goes to the line. If she makes even one of these, that should be enough to ice it, but a miss, and things could open up. And a lane violation. So there is the stop we were talking about. And unfortunate because Rain had made the free throw. That might have been enough to win the game. But Cromwell still has to get points in the basket. And Rain Adams blocks Swatek. Gronner goes up, no good. Como's defense coming up clutch again. Vanette just going to hang on to it. Now she'll go to Tucker as time runs out. Cromwell opting not to foul here. And a foul away from the ball with 27.2. We mentioned this throughout the game. The second chance opportunities, Como Park winning the battle in offensive rebounds. And in these last few minutes, the Cougars have proven defensively sound as Rain Adams knocks down the free throw that will seal the victory for the Cougars with 27.2 left. So barring something freakish, Como Park will improve to 18-7. Cromwell-Wright will fall to 20-4. An unexplained stoppage in play. Gronner missing the three. Rain Adams chases down the rebound, and that'll do it. The Cougars pick up another statement win before section seedings are announced on Friday. Cromwell-Wright made a valiant effort, fought off an 11-point deficit earlier in the half, but Como Park survives with the win, 82-74 the final. A career night for Elena Jones with 32 points, Michaela Van Nett with 18, Autumn Tucker with 17. Cromwell-Wright led by Chelsea Swatek with 24, Taya Hakamaki with 20, Tiana with 14, Shaylee with 12. We'll try to get a word with a couple of the Como Park players before we wrap things up here in St. Paul. You're watching high school girls basketball. The Cougars beat the Cardinals 82-74. And I'm joined by a trio of Como Park players who all came up clutch in their final regular season home game. Elena, we'll start with you. A career-high 32 points and a bevy of rebounds. You were really feeling it down low.
Yeah, I just tried to push it and try to get as many as I can and just try to push it for my team because it like bases on our ranking, so it's all about hustle.
What did you do to rally back after Cromwell-Wright came back to lead by 2 on a few occasions?
You just got to kind of keep your head in the game. I mean, don't ever think that you're going to lose and just come back and fight harder.
And what does this win say about this Como Park team? Because section seedings come out on Friday, and I imagine this will be a big statement to knock off the number 4 team in Class A.
It just tells you that we're a threat and that we should never be underestimated.
And how would you say you've grown this season? Because I covered you guys a few times in December. You had a few bumps at that point, and you've won 8 in a row. You've had some close games against other teams, and it seems like this team is ready to make another playoff push. So how have you grown since December?
Just keep pushing, never put your head down. That's pretty much it.
All right, you stay here for a bit. We'll get over to Autumn, so I guess I'll move over here. Autumn, you hit 4 trays in the first half, cooled off a bit in the second, but you were feeling it from long range. So what was going on with you tonight?
I just wanted to push in and try to get my shots up because I don't really shoot that much, so I just wanted to shoot.
And then late in the second half, when Cromwell was trying to claw their way back, you and Elena hooked up on some nice high-low plays. So tell me about the chemistry that you two have developed where you're confident enough that you can lob a pass to Elena and she'll put it in.
Well, we hang out a lot. We're always together, so we always practice together, so I guess that's the chemistry that we have.
And how would you say this team has grown throughout the course of the season? As I mentioned with Elena, had a few bumps in December, and early on, folks were wondering, would this team compete without Andrea? And you're proving you still can.
Yeah, she's a big piece. She was a big piece, but we had other people that would help her actually. So I feel like we're doing good.
And on a personal note, you have one of the highest arcing shots I have ever seen. What's behind that?
I don't even know. I just shoot, try to get it up quick.
Well, one thing's for sure, it's going to be really tough to block your shots in postseason play because they get so high up in elevation.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you play at a gym with a pretty decent ceiling. A low ceiling gym, you might be in trouble.
Yeah, we probably would.
Well, maybe at South, you might have to be careful.
Yeah.
And Michaela, you had 18 tonight, providing a nice supporting role. So tell me, how big of a win is this for the Cougars with 1 game to go before section playoffs?
It's a really big win, and I think we deserve it because a lot of people underestimate us and because we don't have Dre anymore. But she was a big part of us winning and stuff, but it's a big win to us, and I think we worked for it.
Early in the year, Alexis Gray Lawson said you've been taking on more of a leadership role, and how is that manifesting now?
I just gotta learn how to get my team into it, and today that's kind of what I really had to do because I can't do it by myself, and I need my other teammates. So, and they help contribute to me being a leader. So, I gotta thank them.
And as you said, a lot of folks underestimated you without Andrea, who's now at St. John's and doing well over there. What did you guys do to commit yourselves to making sure the rest of us knew you could still compete?
Get in the gym, get shots up, get in before and after, and that's pretty much it.
And how exciting is it to get a win like this after you had to fight off a rally from Cromwell-Wright in the second half?
It's very exciting.
And for all three of you, you've got one more game left, the Twin Cities game. It's the third time that Como Park has reached there in consecutive years. Your third different opponent, Minneapolis South. I know you've all seen them on a few occasions earlier this season. How excited are you to play South, and what kind of preview can you give for us?
I'm actually really excited to play them. I played with a lot of the players during the summer, and so it'll be good to play against them.
I feel like it's going to be a good game. I feel like we can win. We just got to have confidence in ourselves and play as a team.
I'm excited. I'm ready.
You guys are all kind of running away from me here. That's all right. Anyone you want to say hi to that will watch this game?
Everybody.
Hi, everyone.
My family and friends.
So Autumn and Elena say hi to everyone. Michaela a little more specific or a little more choosy. So the rest of you, if you want to get a shout out from Michaela, you're going to have to earn it. She doesn't give it to everybody. No. Well, thanks for stopping by. Congrats on a big win, and we'll see you Saturday when you take on South.
Thank you.
That was Michaela Van Nett, Autumn Tucker, and Elena Jones of the victorious Como Park Cougars. That wraps up our coverage from here. This is Mike Peden. We'll see you next time.